Okay, so the topic of my presentation has to do with media narratives, which is not something that we explicitly discussed in class, but it is sort of a distillation of a couple of the major discussions that we had. In order to first establish a concrete definition of what a media narrative is and how it functions, I want to draw from two of the themes we discussed in class, the political economy of media, as well as fake news. Throughout the textbook, it's taken as a given that there are always competing narratives in the media landscape. I want to examine the existing literature on mass media and determine whether or not there's a consensus among experts about what actually constitutes a media narrative. The idea is to show how media networks craft narratives that rely on the oversimplification of sociopolitical differences between citizens, and to critically examine their efficacy in the information age. Most of us are familiar with the basic left-right continuum of political viewpoints, but I want to use a slightly more sophisticated model known as the political compass to help frame my hypothesis. The political compass maps individuals according to their political opinions onto one of four quadrants representing right-wing authoritarians, left-wing authoritarians, left-wing libertarians, and right-wing libertarians. My essential claim is that narratives in political media limit the range of publicly viable positions on key political issues by essentially ignoring two of the four possible categories illustrated by the compass model. And I'll be using some of the arguments made by Noam Chomsky in his book Manufacturing Consent. And so why am I doing this? In my estimation, the world has become so saturated with media and with the heightened increase of with the increased speed of information flow, it could be that the traditional practice of basic fact reporting may no longer be a viable method of sense making. In the absence of a new model for the flow of information and the dissemination of that which is of the public interests, narratives seem to be sort of a reflex that help those with political agendas influence other people to carry out those agendas.